Let me tell you a lot on how a lot of people got tricked by the Spanish colonizers to think that Aztec culture is barbaric. Now, let me give you some history. So, tell me how, when the colonizers do all the evil, the butchery, the this, that, and the third, nobody talks about it, but people who shape a great civilization and connect to nature, they talk about all of what they done, but not what they done. Let me give you an example. So, we're picking up on a real important issue here, which is a lot about what we know about the Mexica people known as the Aztecs. They come from sources mostly written after the Spanish conquest. So those sources can be biased easily. You see what I'm saying? The colonizers changed the narrative. So many early accounts were written by the Spanish figures like Hernan Cortez and Bernardino de Sahagun, or whatever his name is. Their writings had different purposes. So Cortez often justified the conquest to the Spanish crown. So missionaries like Chagon wanted to document but also convert the indigenous people. Go to figure. They want to convert you to take away your power. Because of that, some descriptions, especially of practices like human sacrifice, may have been emphasized or dramatized, framed in ways that made indigenous societies seem barbaric compared to Europe, to try to flip the narrative. Like they didn't come their butts over here to colonize everything. Okay, let's keep it going. But were the accounts completely made up? Most historians today, including indigenous scholars and archaeologists, agree on a more balanced view, meaning human sacrifice did exist in the Aztec civilization, but however, the scale and portrayal are debated. So evidence doesn't only come from the Spanish writings, it could be found like skull cracks, authorized codices, and oral traditions. So there have been exaggerated sacrifices that they try to put on the Mexica people. So this meaning was misunderstood. So for the Mexica, these rituals were tied to cosmology, survival of the universe, and hypocrisy with the gods, not just random violence. So the thing is, warfare, forced labor, political collapses, massive disruption, diseases. Europe brought that over to the Aztec community. They killed a whole portion of population and cultures just because of their knowledge systems, and they suppressed them and destroyed them. And for example, even the Spanish conquest of the Aztec led to the empire of millions of deaths, directly and indirectly. So the thing is, they're trying to make it seem like the Mexican people were savage monsters when in reality it was the reverse way of the roles. Like I